Happy Miracle Monday. This is Dawn Petalino, your transformational coach. And Miracle Monday is where I just remind you of certain truths and certain tools that help us put us back into our right mind and help us connect us back to our source so we can experience more love, joy, peace, and miracles in our life. And I reference a lot from the Course of Miracles and the Course of Love. So if those resonate with you, then I encourage you to check out those books. I also encourage you to check out my book, Peace, Power, and Miracles. You can find that and a lot of other resources on my website, www.dawnpetalino.com. All right, so today's Miracle Monday reminder or truth is about effective prayer. It's about when we seek out something from this world. You know, a lot of times we pray, and when we pray to the universe, to our inner being, to our higher self, to God, whatever you want to call it, the universal consciousness, higher consciousness, whenever we pray, a lot of times we pray asking for certain things, or we write down vision statements asking for certain things. There's nothing really wrong with this, except you're not going to experience the gift and the miracle of what real prayer can do. We have to remember that we are, as A Course of Love says, you are an idea in the mind of God, and is this idea you wish to express. But I don't know what that idea is because I did not create myself. And if we do know that God, higher consciousness, the universe is love, and love is all there is, and that's what created me, then I don't even have to think about what is going to make me happy. All I have to ask for is the realization of God, or the realization of love, or the realization of source in my life. As A Course in Miracles reminds us, your only purpose here is happiness. If I am the idea in the mind of God, then I don't even have to come up with what it is that is going to make me happy. I don't have to pray for certain things, because if I'm praying for certain things, what I'm asking for is I'm asking for this world to make me happy. But the deal is that we actually want to raise above this world. We want to raise, when I think of that Bible verse, behold, I make all things new. And says, do not fear, for I have overcome the trials of this world. So it's overcoming this world. We don't want to stay in the dimension. We want to transform. We want to go beyond this dimension. We want to experience the gifts of spirit. And so when we pray rightly, when we have effective prayer, what we're really only asking for is, may I have the realization of God in my life. May I have the realization of love in my life. May that idea be realized through me. And when we turn it over to that higher being inside ourselves, which is love, we are trusting that everything that would make us happy is coming about. See, I don't have to pray for things. The things are there. I have to pray for the realization. My job is to consciously create the connection with the source of being, and that I can stay and rise to that consciousness, which means I have to meditate in the morning. I have to have an experience of my connection, an awareness of my connection to my source. Without that awareness, if I'm going in my day and I'm just doing all this stuff, but yes, I pray in the morning or I pray at night, but if I am not consciously aware of my God self, my higher self, my inner being, then I am not going to be able to live by the laws of grace, because that's where the laws of grace happen, in my connection to my source. So what do? We pray without ceasing, which is just, may I be aware of God's presence here. Omnipresent, all present. Omniscient, all-knowing, which is to say, may I be aware of God's presence here, who is all-knowing and all-knowing of my needs. May I be aware of God is love, and that love is here. May I be aware of the presence and the power that is here now. So we don't need to pray for things. We need to pray for the awareness and the realization of that presence, of that power realized in my life now. Once I have the awareness and I'm holding that awareness, that consciousness of where I stand is on holy ground, meaning God is here now. May I have the awareness of this. Now I'm turning it over to the higher source. And anything, as the Course in Miracles says, your purpose here is happiness. God's will for you is happiness. So in my consciousness, I want to stay in awareness of the presence that is here, even if I don't see it. And that's the problem. We get caught up in the busyness. We all do. But to bring back, to take a breath and to say, in this moment, may I be aware of the power that exists here and now. Then all else shall be added unto you. And that is the only prayer that we need to have. The realization of God within me now. The realization of that presence and power in my life now. And we pray it without ceasing, meaning I am constantly aware of this power. And anytime I stray, which is really what meditation is, only we're sitting there doing it, but even to do it in our day, I'm working on the computer, might be starting to get overwhelmed, and I stop and I say, omnipresence, omniscient, all-knowing, right here, right now. May I have that awareness and the realization of God in this moment. And then I let it go. Because if I'm praying for that, then all else shall be added unto you. Your mind is an instrument. Who are you turning that instrument over to play? Is it going to be that mind of fear? Or are we going to turn it over to the source that created us? Into that mind of God, and have that realization come through our life. You don't have to know the what. You just have to maintain your connection to the power that does. Happy Miracle Monday. I hope you take that out into your day. Anytime you get overwhelmed, just to pause and even to say, may I have the realization of the power that exists right here, right now. And I turn this moment over to that power. And then we let it go. But you stay in conscious connection and you can watch the miracles unfold. Happy Miracle Monday. I look forward to seeing you next week. If you want to find out more, like this page, share it. Check out my website, www.dawnpetalino.com, for other resources and blogs and books and so forth. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.